Finally. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to WearTesters. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Air Jordan 8 in the chrome colorway. This is only the second time that this shoe has re-released, but the third overall time that it will have released. The colorway was first used on the model in 2003. However, this black and metallic silver look was made famous all the way back in 1990 on the Air Jordan 5. The black metallic silver colorway is an interesting one. One, because it seems to have gained a ton of popularity as of late, even though it's only been used a few times on the main flagship models. Again, the first time being all the way back in 1990 on the Air Jordan 5 black metallics. They would use the colorway again, but 10 years later on the Air Jordan 15 low, a personal favorite of mine. Yeah. Then in 2002, there would be a black and chrome or black metallic silver Air Jordan 6 low. In 2003, that's when we saw the black and chrome Air Jordan 8 for the first time. And then there was a black and chrome Air Jordan 2 the following year in 2004. But again, this colorway originally released in 2003, retroed for the first time in 2015, and now they're back again in 2026. They are back in its original box, the face box, which was awesome, but there's no retro card and they originally came with one. I thought we were getting those back this year. What happened? Now, as for this particular version of the Air Jordan 8 in black and chrome, they do look a little bit different from what I remember the previous two releases being, specifically the original. The original is really like ingrained in my mind. I didn't pay much attention to that 2015 edition. Maybe I should have, but for whatever reason, didn't get them. But one of the main differences that I just noticed right away is just the color of the midsole here. This is definitely very metallic. I think it looks good, but I remember the original being a little bit darker gray. I don't think that that's a bad thing one way or the other. I'm just saying it's something that I noticed right off top. The only other thing that I really notice is the little top eye stay right here, or the, I don't know what you would call this, little clip thing that is attached to the cross straps. This looks more like gunmetal to me this time around, whereas the original, I really remember that piece being chrome. This one almost has like a black look to it, so it's kind of like, again, like a graphite or a really dark gray. Those are the only things that I like really notice that stick out to me, but I'm sure that there's other small things here and there. Wait, what's that? You like this shirt? Why, thank you. Brand new Sense Apparel merch is about to drop, so make sure that you stay tuned because they are not pre-orders. Once they're sold out, they're gone. Links are down below in the description box, or you can just go straight over to senseapparel.com right now. Now, the outsole on these guys, I think looks awesome. Very 90s, at least for me. The traction pattern itself isn't traditional by any means. If anything, it looks very weird and borderline sketchy, but I have played in every single Air Jordan, including this one. These are one of the weirder ones. They start off real rough, but the more that you play in them, they do get more and more fun. It's just that they're hot boxes, bro. Like there's zero breathability in these things. But the traction was one of its highlights that I remember, so I think that that's a plus. It's also a good option for outdoors as well, but at the same time, most 90s models are. And then the midfoot graphic is awesome. Now the midsole is the one thing that definitely needs breaking in. This bad boy right here is polyurethane, and it's of the hard variety. Okay, let's go.
That's what she said.
It does break in eventually, but it's just one of those rides that is maybe considered not the best. However, encapsulated within the midsole is a heel and forefoot air sole unit. Again, the polyurethane that encapsulates those things are just very firm and hard, so it's not something that you're gonna really feel. If anything, they just kind of are a little bit clunky to start until you really start to break in that polyurethane midsole. But it would be interesting if Jordan Brand starts to tweak this model a little bit to make that a little softer. I just don't know if they would be able to, because 8s are, despite having a firm midsole, known to crack. Like, it's like notorious that the paint will crack on these things almost every time. But either way, on top of that midsole is a board blast. That's OG torsion support for those of you guys that didn't know. So with this shoe right here, there's no shank or bar or anything like that. There's no carbon plates. The graphic down here kind of counts, but not really. It's not strong enough. So back in the day, to prevent over twisting, they would board blast some of these older shoes. Now on top of that is a Durapontex style insole. I do think that this is solid. It's a performance style insole. However, if you wanted to put in something that was a little bit more comfortable, maybe a little bit more spongy or bouncy, you can actually swap that out with a Move insole. I would go with their, I think it's called their Baseline. It's their lowest priced offering, but one of the best for casual use. It is a polyurethane based insole, but it's a spongy one, so they feel good. It'll make these feel awesome. Now moving on up, the materials are okay. I wouldn't say that they're anything premium. They're nothing crazy. They're not gonna really knock anybody's socks off, but they're not like super ashy looking either. But either way, the upper is primarily jet black. It is leather. It's not like completely synthetic. It's just not completely leather either. It's that particle board version of leather. So Not anything premium by any means. And then the top coat is a synthetic nubuck. It does feel nice though, I will say that. So the nubuck coating, or the synthetic nubuck coating, kind of has like a rubbery-ish feel to it. I really like this. Lends itself really well to a colorway like this and to a silhouette like this. Outside of that though, every panel pretty much feels the same. It's all black everywhere, so there's no suede or reflective or anything special on this pair. They're just straight up all black, murdered out, the way that they've always been, and they look good like that. The cross straps are still there, and I mean, if they're not, they look kind of funny, gotta say. Although one of our viewers did cut off the straps. We put it in our community post and people went crazy over that. So are you a pro strap or remove the strap guy? Let me know. I will say, if you take off the straps, you're gonna be missing one of the coolest features of the shoe, which is that awesome graffiti style 23 on there. It's done up in white stitching with a silver border, and I just think that it looks fantastic. I just love that piece. I think that this like just looks so sick. Now the neoprene booty is interesting. It doesn't feel quite like neoprene. It has like a different texture to it. I'm not saying that it's not neoprene. Well, I'm not gonna say that it is either. I'm just saying that like it feels weird. You know what I mean? It feels kind of like cottony or whatever. I'm not sure how to explain it. It just has a different feel to it. It's a little strange. Not in a bad way, it's just different. It doesn't have like a silky feel is what I'm trying to say. It's got like a rough like texture and stuff. It's kind of interesting. It's different than what I'm used to typically with Air Jordan 8s. However, the Chanel tongue patch is still there, and hot damn, that looks so awesome. Like if this 23 and that Chanel patch right there with the Jumpman logo doesn't just scream 1993, I don't know what does. That alongside the brushstroke support paneling on both the medial and lateral side, I mean, it just looks fantastic. That's where you're gonna see a little bit of the chrome look and everything too. Like they got some chrome brushstrokes in there. It looks so dope. And the Air Jordan 8, highly underrated, at least in my opinion. Now, in terms of sizing, they fit primarily true to size. I would say that they do feel a titch long, but if you go down half a size, you will get a super snug one-to-one fit. They'll also be just a titch snug. So I would say go true to size for most. You should be good to go. Try them on in-store if possible, just to be safe. But if you're buying them online or if that's your only option, I would say go true to size. I think that the internal booty sleeve and everything, plus depending on if you wear thick socks and all that kind of stuff, will take up what little dead space is actually in there. But true to size for most is what I would recommend. And if you're local to the Sacramento or Elk Grove area, they will be available over at Phenom. And if you're interested in grabbing a pair from them and you wanted to know their launch procedures, all you got to do is follow them over at Instagram, simply at Phenom Global. But yeah, I feel like the Air Jordan 8 Chrome for 2026 turned out fairly nice. I'm not going to say that they're outstanding or anything like that. They just kind of feel like a run-of-the-mill solid retro. Like at its bare bones, this is kind of what I expect out of Jordan Brand, you know what I mean? Especially with a model that's made up of synthetic nubuck like this. Like this look was really, really prime for its time, that 2002 to 2004 era. Speaking of which, if we're gonna go back and look at some of those models that I listed before, the black metallic 5s, the black metallic silver Air Jordan 15 lows, the black metallic Air Jordan 6 low, I guess you can squeeze in the retro high top version as well. Then there's these, as well as the chrome 2s, which I kind of wish would come back as well. That was my first pair of 2s ever. But out of that batch, which of the black metallic silver / black chrome Air Jordan retro is your favorite? Sound off below, let me know. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, brand new Sense Apparel merch is coming soon, so stay tuned to the website. And if you miss out on any of the past drops, perhaps your size still remains. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. So until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.